Alright YouTube, what's up? This is NuggetsHoopster, and today I'm bringing you guys a Colorado Springs report and also a few shoutouts. This is like the third time I've tried to do this video, so hopefully this time it'll work. First shout out, Team Minority. I'm sure you guys know who they are. They've got like 13,000 subscribers, and they recently just added me to their subscriber box, which is really cool. I'm pretty flattered about that, to be honest, and I don't know. I just want to say thanks for that. And I think it's kind of funny because I'm like the only person there that doesn't have like 5,000 subscribers. So hopefully that'll get me some more publicity. Next, Team Whirlwind. Real cool channel. Real cool guy to talk to. We have a pretty big trade going on right now. I just traded him a Spellground mat, so it's always cool. Just a real nice guy. Definitely go check him out. Next, Yada3211. Ruby from Colorado Springs. He's just starting off on his channel. I think he started putting up videos around like Nationals time. He has some videos up there with like Jarrell, Pro Winston, and stuff like that. So you definitely should go check him out. He's got really good trades. And originally he was going to help me out by letting me borrow a couple of these. So got to give him some thanks for that. Next, 12 Tails 91. He came to our locals one time. Saw him at regionals. Cool guy. Talked to him and his friends for a little bit. So, and then last, Brendan Beebe. Brendan Beckman. I'm sure you guys know him. He topped Gen Con with Gravekeepers, so gotta give him a lot of props for that. And he was actually one of my losses yesterday. And I went 6-2 yesterday out of 8 rounds, obviously. Lost to BB round 4 because game 3 he opened up 1-for-1, discard Titanium, summon Naturia Vein, then tribute the Vein for Bamboo Shoot and set 3 back rows. So couldn't really do anything to that. I'd say Gadgets are that deck's probably best matchup. So, I mean, I feel like if I would have gotten turn, I would have been okay, but obviously didn't. And then I lost to an X-Saber player. But, I mean, X-Sabers are still kind of a problem, like they always have been. So, I'm not too upset with losing to X-Sabers, just because I feel like I can lose to anybody playing X-Sabers. So, before I get to the deck, I want to say that I know you guys, most of you guys thought that I was going to play X-Sabers at the regional. I actually didn't because I ended up drawing like really bad hands like the night before. So I decided to switch to probably the most consistent deck that I've ever played at a tournament ever, which is this deck. This card makes this deck so consistent, and this deck is really consistent as it is because it has so many ways to search and just keep the monster flow going, which is the problem with most decks is that if, you know, some deck just gets rid of all your monsters, then they can just sit there and attack you with a monster forever until you draw a monster or until you have to waste a card on it or something. So, and then number 2, this build is really similar to Alex Fassant's, and I did that number 1 because not because I like to net deck, but because I thought all of his card choices were pretty solid, and also because it was like 10 o'clock at night and I decided to switch. So probably could have made some different card choices, but I didn't really want to. So here we go. 3 gear frame. Which turn 1 I always searched out this guy. Alex Fassant taught me that in one of his deck profiles. It's too good to go to that in the next turn summon equip, because then once they try to kill the gear frame with this equipped on it, then you go get another gear frame. So it's pretty much like going gear frame to gear frame, which is amazing because it's like going Stratus to Stratus. Next, I only ran 2 Fortress. Don't feel like you need 3. Didn't even use this card that much to like my advantage. I didn't run the Force either. I feel like there's only one time where I needed to have that 10-star to pitch for this side of the grave, but that was the last round when I was playing against a really bullshit deck. So, don't feel like I really need that. Next, 2 green to get 2 red to get 2 yellow. Good. Very solid to stay under stuff like Bottomless and just put a lot of pressure. Like this deck really can put like a lot of damage on the board really quickly because you have like a monster every turn to summon that are floaters. So that's a little bit ridiculous. Next, I ran 1 Gale. I'm not gonna lie to you like Alex Fassant did and say that I synchroed with it all day, because I really did not synchro with it all day. I don't think I synchroed with it once, but it helped me in the last round when I was playing against bullshit, and he had a Thunder King and a Prime Material Dragon. I summoned it half the prime and attack, and the next turn when he attacked with the Thunder King, I just Mirror Forced. So, Gale definitely has its positives. Next, I ran 1 Spirit Reaper. Really good versus Herald and X-Sabers. Also the mirror match as well. I mostly just use it to stall till I drew like a smashing gun or something to get rid of their threat. But I'm pretty sure I did take a couple cards out of people's hands, so it's always good. And then the last floater, Card Trooper. Card Trooper wasn't really as good as I thought it was going to be, but I mean it was still pretty solid. Like still a 1900 floater, so you can't really complain about that. So yeah. Next, 3 Pot of Duality. This card is so good. Oh yeah, that's a proxy by the way, because I'm poor, because I had to borrow all 3 of mine. But Pot of Duality card is so good. This is by far the best card in this deck. I played triple pot on people like no other. Actually the first game that I played in the tournament, round 1, first game, my opening hand was like a fortress, like a bunch of spells and traps. I was like, well, this is absolute garbage. Then my 6th card was just pot, and then I potted into a gadget, and then I proceeded to win the game after that, because I was just like, gadget, set on my back, let's go. So Pot of Duality is pretty ridiculous. Definitely worth how much it's worth. You know, it's definitely worth 100 and whatever. Next, I ran 3 Smashing Ground. Too good not to run 3, like Alex Vasant said. I probably would have beaten the X-Saber guy I played, but he had a Postule out for the longest time, and I had an Oppression out, and he could not kill it, but I could not kill his Postule. And it was ridiculous because out of the whole match, when I was playing the X-Saber guy, I couldn't draw this or this, which is stupid because I run 6, so it just didn't make much sense. But Smashing's really good. Next, I ran 2 Book of the Moon. Alex Vasant didn't run any, and I thought that was a really not wise thing to do. Helped me out today when yesterday when people want traps done, then I just had the book set. So definitely, probably not the greatest decision by Alex Vasant not to run book, but I mean, hey, it worked for him. 2 MST, too good not to run 2. I really liked this all day. I'm glad I ran 2. I ran Dark Hole, Monster Born, obvious, and then I ran a Pot of Avarice. Very good. Really helped me in the last round when I was playing against that bullshit Rat Box deck. I Pot of Duality into Pot of Avarice, and then I proceeded to win after that. So Pot of Avarice is really good to just get your pluses going back again. So Pot. The last card I ran was Limiter. Probably don't need to run Limiter in this deck. I'm probably going to take it out. The only time I used it was when I was playing for fun after the event. So always cited this out. Next, 2 Bottomless, Standard, 2 Psalm Warning. Alex ran 3, but I decided to drop the 3rd for one of the books. And then I ran 2 D Prison, and he ran 3 of these, but I thought, again, that I definitely need to be running 2 Book of Moons because of all the trap stuns people are going to be using. So Psalm Warning's really good. D Prison is probably not needed in other decks, but needed in this deck. Helped me versus the Rat Box deck, like I was saying. Then I ran Mirror Force and Torrential, obviously, and then I ran Oppression and Solemn. Arguably the best traps in the game right now. Quickly, I'm going to show you guys side and extra. Extra really does not matter that much. I didn't use it once. I didn't synchro one time the whole day. But I'll quickly go through this. The only card I did use was that guy. I decided in a Cyber Dragon one time, and I fused with it once, so it was good that it was there. I ran 2 Swallow Flip because there were a lot of GBs, but the past 5 big events that I've played in haven't played against 1 GB, so it really pisses me off that I keep taking up side deck space for this and I don't even play anything. Banisher, really good versus Herald and X-Sabers, helped out. Nobleman for quick draw and kind of X-Sabers. Serves for a wide variety of decks. Herald and Lightsworn. There were a lot of Lightsworn. I feel like Lightsworn's a good deck, so I'm definitely going to be citing this. Effect Veiler, also another multi-purpose card. Put it in against Lightsworn, put it against Herald, put it against X-Sabers, put it against gadgets, you know. Then I ran 2 Cyber Dragons. Good for GBs in the mirror match. Pretty much anytime you're going second versus like a non-X-Saber deck, I always put it in. I ran 2 Zombie Worlds. Broken. Stops their system downs and Cyber Dragons from working. So I think it's definitely worth it because everybody's citing either one or the other of that card. 1 Breaker. Breaker was pretty good. Used it against the Rat Box deck. Blew up D Prison and shit. So that was good. Then 2 Raikou. Also for a wide variety of matchups. So, yeah guys. That was the deck list. Really like this deck. Glad I decided to play it because no X-Sabers top 8'd anyway. So Even though I feel like I am like one of the better X-Saber players, I don't feel like it was just X-Saber's day. So glad I played the Machinas, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please leave your comments below, and that's it.